Hey, Side Hustle fam. Have you ever felt like your side hustle was taking a toll on your mental health? Well, guess what? You are not alone. Today, I'm joined by Laura Davis Perry from Conquering Walls Counseling, and we are diving into the intersection of mental health and your side hustles. Now, if you're juggling work, passion projects, and self care, this conversation is for you. Stay tuned for insights that could change the way you approach both your hustle and your wellness. Let's get it. This segment of Hustle Talks is brought to you by Studio 951. Need a game-changing marketing strategy? At Studio 951, we help businesses stand out with expert branding, social media management, content creation, web design, and video editing. From crafting eye-catching visuals to driving engagement, we bring your brand to life online and beyond. Ready to grow? Let's build something amazing together. Visit studio-951.com today. Hey, Side Hustle Saturday family. Today is something I think we all go through as entrepreneurs. Today, we're going to talk about what's behind the hustle when it comes to your mental well-being. My guest today is Laura Davis Perry from Conquering Walls Counseling, and I've worked with her before. She's an amazing therapist, and we were talking on a phone call one day, and I was like, you know what? I think we should do a podcast together and talk about the mental stress we go through as entrepreneurs when we're running our own business. And I don't think we talk about that a lot. All the hats we wear, the burnout, the imposter syndrome. I had to bring my girl on today to talk about that, to give some insight to what it takes to run a business and our mental health. Laura, welcome to the show.
Thank you. I am so excited to be here today with you. This is awesome.
Yes, it is. This hits home for me because when I started my business, I had a lot of mental challenges, a lot of hurdles.
Mm-hmm.
One of the biggest challenges was the stress. And you being a therapist, stress is stress, period. Whether you're running a business, whether you're dealing with family, whether you're going through something. Can you shed some insight to what people go through as entrepreneurs when it comes to stress and anxiety?
Well, when we're thinking about running a business, period, especially a solo business, because that's what happens a lot of times. People start out when we're talking about being an entrepreneur. A lot of times you're doing it by yourself. So one of the things that I always think out is burnout from always being on. Every time you're talking to somebody, you're talking to them about your business. You're trying to sell yourself. You're trying to sell the business. You're trying to get clients. You're trying to sell this product that you're trying to present to people. So always feeling like you have to be on about this business it can become so daunting and such a heavy thing.
That's true.
To carry, a heavy load to carry. So that's one thing. Blurred boundaries between work and personal life. It's hard to turn it off.
Yeah.
When do you turn it off? You go home, you're still talking about work.
Yeah, and that's a good point, because I've always being on, I feel like I never turned it off. It's like 24/7. And I know they talk about the hustle culture and you have to always, you ain't hungry. I never sleep.
Yeah.
But you got to sleep. You got to eat. You got to sleep, because the business can't run if you up in the hospital somewhere.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
So that's a really good point that you bring. Sometimes you got to turn it off, and you got to turn it off to recharge.
Yeah. Yes, ma'am. Another thing is the financial uncertainty that we face.
Yeah.
Always wondering where the next dollar is going to come from. Having to worry about how we're going to eat the next day.
Right.
Those kinds of things. That is a big stressor for people who are entrepreneurs and not knowing where this product is going to be picked up from the next person or not. You know what I mean? Another thing is perfectionism and overachievement.
Yeah.
I know I'm a person that suffers from that.
Yeah.
Every I has to be dotted. Every T has to be crossed. And how many of us know that that's not going to happen?
Right.
All the time. Come on
But
now.
don't you think that we do have to kind of like show up with excellence, though?
We do have to show up with excellence, but we can't put more on ourselves than we put on everybody else.
Yeah.
We don't expect everyone else to be perfect. So why do we expect ourselves to be perfect?
Mm-hmm.
Why do we put that pressure? There's an extra pressure that we put on ourselves to be perfect in everything that we do. And that causes that stress where we're ruminating about it all the time, thinking about it all the time. Did I do this? Did I do that? Did I get this right? How did they feel about how I look? Did I look perfect? Like even sitting here right now, I'm thinking, how do I look on this camera? I'm just going to be honest. I don't know how to be anything but who I am.
Right.
And I'm thinking myself, how do I look behind this camera with her sitting
Right.
here right now? Come on.
Yeah.
No, we're going to be honest today, right?
Right. We are. We're going to be honest today.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's another thing. Social isolation.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've always felt like being a therapist in a private practice, even though I do have staff members, I still feel like I'm on an island by myself.
Why do you think people feel that way?
Because when you're working alone, you don't have that everyday, day-to-day camaraderie with coworkers that you have when you work in a business with other people all the time.
Yeah.
And it starts to take its toll on you. Yes, I'm calling people, I'm talking to clients all day, but there's a difference when you're talking to your equals, when you think about, your
Yeah.
coworkers,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So that takes its toll on you after a while,
Mm-hmm.
I believe.
So how do you feel about the hustle culture?
The hustle culture has its good and its bad.
What do you think those are?
The good part of it is you get to run your own. You get to show up and show who you are,
Mm-hmm.
and you get to achieve those goals that you've set for yourself. You get to be who you are and show who you are, and just how do I say this? You get to bring to fruition those dreams that you had.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But the bad part about it is the stress that it puts on you, that it can put on you, the toll that it can take on you when mentally and physically, if you don't know how to do it right. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that
If
makes
you don't
sense.
have the right supports, if you don't have the right support system, if you don't have the right balance of the two, you
Mhm.
have to have a balance in your life in order for this culture to work for you. There has to be a good work-life balance in order for you to be okay in this process and survive this hustle culture that we keep talking about today.
That's why networking is important.
Very important.
I think that when people go out to different events, yes, it can be pretty tedious because it's another hors d'oeuvre, it's another charcuterie board,
Oh my
another
God.
another watered down drink. But you do meet like-minded people that are doing the same things that you're doing. And I think that kind of takes some of that stress, or
Yes.
not so much stress, but it gets you in the room with people that are just like you.
Like recently, I joined with the can't even think of it right now. I joined different cohorts of people who are going out, and we attend different events
Mhm.
and learning just a lot of different things, and I'm networking with different people,
Yeah.
and that has given me a little better balance in this whole process of this hustle culture.
Yeah.
I've acquired new clients, I've met new people, and I'm networking and getting even, how do I say, into different things that I didn't even think I wanted to be a part of.
Yeah.
So that has changed my mindset about the hustle culture too.
Mhm.
So you're right when you talk about networking and this another charcuterie board, because there's always one there.
Child. I don't want another
Good,
carrot. I don't
good,
want a
bad, and
branch
indifferent.
dip. None of that.
No more meat.
No more meat.
None of that
Right. No more dry ass cookies. We don't want. We just want
No more
meat.
nasty drinks.
Right. Right. I
Yeah.
think the other thing that I can attest to, and I'm sure some of y'all can attest to, is imposter syndrome.
Oh my God.
I think that, let's talk about that, because, for me, I just jumped out. When I first started this podcast, I didn't know what I was doing. And I just jumped out there, and it was during COVID, and I just jumped out there and I just did it.
Mm-hmm.
And so now with, how social media is growing and all of the channels and all the things, it's kind of like, and then you look at other people, it's like, should I be doing this? Well, who am I?
Right.
And I had somebody tell me, you deserve to be out there. Your background is just as good as anybody else's. Why not?
Exactly.
Why not?
Exactly.
Talk to us about imposter syndrome.
When you're thinking about imposter syndrome, you have to define that you are enough. Decide in advance that what you're going to look like in this process that you're taking on. Schedule your self-care, schedule your I know what I'm doing in this process. Do not allow those thoughts to take over and take you out. This is about you doing what you came to do and showing up for yourself and the person that you're and the people that you came to serve.
Excellent. And I'm going to take that advice. I'm going to take that advice. Can you give us some tips when it comes to, I love the advice that you gave us, but what are some of the things as entrepreneurs? We talk about mental health when it comes to, losing a family member, when it comes to trauma, past trauma, when it comes to behaviors or things that we're trying to get through personally. But as entrepreneurs, what are some of the things that we can do? Can we go talk to a therapist? What are some things that we can do to kind of help us get through us building this business, scaling the business, growing the business, all the things?
Yes, talking to a therapist, I think, is necessary in this process, because just as when we're walking through life and doing life, it's necessary to bring in a therapist when we have issues. Having someone to talk to and bounce off our issues with when it comes to our business is the same. What's the difference? Having someone to help us to put together our planning and all of the processes that we have to go through when we're talking about being an entrepreneur and dealing with when we have a downfall or something doesn't go through, or we lose a business deal, or someone rejects us, or all of those kinds of things. Having a therapist there to talk to, because guess what? I do every Friday morning. Every Friday morning, and she hears all the issues that I go through, everything, and she supports me and pushes me. She is my support system. She really pushes me to do things. She pushed me to talk to you. She pushes me. I ran that by her. We talked about the whole process of going through this situation, and she encouraged me to do this. And look where I am right now.
She's on Side Hustle Saturday right now.
So yes,
I'm so glad you did that. I'm glad that you were able to come and talk to us about, because it's something that as entrepreneurs we just don't talk about.
Yeah, I feel like there's nothing wrong with a conversation. And that's how I look at therapy. People, in our community, therapy has been looked at as this stigma, as this negative thing. That's something that white people do. We don't do this as Black people.
Right.
What happens in our house stays in our house. We don't tell people our business, but it's not about that. It's about processing things. There's nothing wrong with a conversation. Having a conversation with a therapist does not mean that you're crazy. It just means that there's something going on that you need another opinion, another ear, another process just to listen to help you to get through it on the other side. So I feel like there's nothing wrong with having a therapist to help you through different things as a business owner, in your personal life, all of those things.
And to all my therapists out there, I think I see another pillar of business for y'all. Think about it. If you speak particular to entrepreneurs, just think about, oh, wow, I never thought about that. Because even when I'm coaching, doing my business coaching or doing my strategy, I hear the things that people go through as entrepreneurs. I'm not a therapist, but I still hear it. So to all of y'all out there that's in the therapy land,
Mm-hmm.
Think about it.
Being a therapist is not easy, but it's something that we can do. Being a business owner's therapist is not easy, but it's something that we can do.
So tell us, I'm an entrepreneur. I'm stressed out. Give me 3 things I could do right now to kind of like take the edge off, get my mental right. What would you suggest?
I would suggest that you look at your schedule and you make sure that you have time in there for you. And what I mean by that is you have time where you're taking time out of your schedule to enjoy yourself. Whether it's listening to music, whether it's taking you a warm bath at night, whether it's taking yourself out to dinner, spending time with friends, that's one thing. Then make sure that your schedule leaves time for you in the day. Don't go to work all day and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Have time for yourself in the evening so that your whole day isn't spent doing that. Like have a time cutoff. Does that make sense?
That does make sense. You got to turn it on and then turn it off.
Do not take the work home.
Right.
Do not take your work home.
Or if you work from home, leave it at that office, at that table, turn off the computer and go in the other room.
During COVID, I worked, we had to work from home. We didn't have a choice. So I had my office at home. And what I would do is at the end of the day, I would turn everything off. I would get up and I would close that door behind me and I wouldn't open that door again until the next day. And I would leave everything that was in that room until the next day because I had to separate the two. And my family would be like, when are you coming home from work? So it was just, you have to make sure that you know the cutoff and always do something special for yourself. Take trips. Take a little, even if it's a little day trip.
Yeah.
Schedule those times out for you. Those are the 3 things, right? Do special things for yourself just periodically. That is taking yourself out to dinner, listening to music, and then make sure that you're shutting the day off. And then take day trips, schedule those kinds of things. Like I have a person that I know who scheduled a day trip for herself here in Ohio. And it was amazing. She just went to this bed and breakfast and just shut off from the world and enjoyed herself and came back so renewed and so refreshed. It was amazing.
I'll call that me time.
Yes. Yes. So you have to give yourself the time that you would give someone else. If you're doing more for other people than you're doing for yourself, you're kind of canceling out the whole meaning of everything that you're trying to do in the first place. Because if you're showing up for them more than you're showing up for you, eventually that's going to run out.
It does. And then when you come back from that me time or that I'm up on the mountaintop, MIA, I have no access to email, however you want to phrase it. I'll call you back when I get back to you. You come back so renewed and refreshed. And I think you see your business in a different light.
Yes.
You'll start to see things differently, like, oh, and it's just a recharge. So I encourage all of my entrepreneurs, all my solopreneurs, small business owners, even my C-suites, get out there and take these steps and take some time for you. Step away for a minute, recharge, regroup, turn it off when it's time to turn it off, and take some time for you. This has been an amazing conversation. Thank you. I didn't think she was going to do it. I really did. I thought she was going to be like, Lisa, nope. But I'm so glad, Laura, that you came. Like I said, we worked together before, and I'm glad that you talked to the Side Hustle Saturday community and talked to me. But if somebody is seeing this and they're like, I want to talk to you, because she does do
telehealth therapy, in-person therapy as well.
She does all of that. Tell the listeners how they can reach out to you and get in contact with you.
Well, you can reach out to me. We have a website. It is www.conqueringwallscounselingllc.com. You can also reach me at 614-357-0686. We are here at 6810 East Main Street in Reynoldsburg, Ohio, Suite 210. So we look forward to hearing from you all. I have myself and several other counselors that are waiting to service you as you need.
Yes. And go to the website. Her website is amazing.
Yes, it is.
Go to the website, check out all her services, all the things that she offers. And I'll put all the things on how you can get in contact with her in the description below. One last thing before I say my final farewell, my goodbyes to the next time. Tell us, give us one thing that you do to kind of recharge and regroup.
Wow. I love listening to music. As when Lisa walked in, she probably heard my music playing and
I
all that. We
did.
had to turn it off. I'm just a music head and I love just shutting down and listening to some really good, soft relaxation music. That just takes me away. And that's what I do.
All right. So y'all heard it here. Get music, me time, all those things. Take some time for yourself, entrepreneurs. I know we're out there hustling, we wear all the hats, and that's good. And we should be doing that because it's about what? Growing and scaling our businesses. But we need to take some time for ourselves as well. And Side Hustle Saturday community, y'all know what to do. Follow me on all my social media channels. Remember to hit that bell and subscribe. Subscribe to Side Hustle Saturday. And I'm on the Alive Podcast Network. Y'all know I'm on Spotify, I'm on Apple, I'm on all the sites. So you can not only see me on YouTube, but you can hear me as well. Till the next time, I'll talk to you soon.